Hi Leo, welcome to your August 2018 reading. Big things going on for you in the sky. There's the sun, there is the new moon solar eclipse, there's Mercury retrograding in your sign, and then partnership energy, we have Mars retrograding in your sign, your partnership sector, and we just had a full moon lunar eclipse there that was also a blood moon. So there could have been some big shakeups in your partnerships, but with Mercury retrograding in your sign, these may actually be miscommunications, so be careful who you unleash your wild temper on, because some of this may not actually be real. So to have two big aspects like that in your partnership sector may mean that you're feeling under pressure with your partnerships, may mean you're feeling particularly uncomfortable in your romances, or you may feel like romances have had a lot of pressure on you. So, that being said, with the solar new moon eclipse in your sign, new beginnings are inevitable. Figuring out what it is that you can do in this world as a person, the difference that you can make, what you want to bring out of your own life, what you want to bring out of your own life, not what other people are bringing out, what you want to bring out. It's first house energy. And your seventh house energy, partnerships, relationships, are retrograde. So you need to be cautious of what pressure you're putting on other people, and what pressure, of course, other people are putting in you. Respect is a big thing for Leos, and I feel when you are, because I think a lot of this month you may question the respect that other people have for you and their treatment. So be wary of that, because you might very well be getting the wrong end of the stick. So, Strength card, that's you. You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, is what I'm seeing here. Make sure that your approach to people isn't to tame them per se. It's also about taming that wild energy that I just explained to you, because you don't know where you stand right now, especially not with other people. And to have Mercury retrograding in your sign means that you are a little bit on edge. Now, it goes direct on the 20th of August, so that's not so bad. After that, we have a full moon in Pisces. I feel like a lot of mysteries may be wrapped up, a lot of things may be revealed that you overlooked, particularly things that you indulged down your intuition for. Maybe you just knew something and you talked yourself out of it. The World card is crossing you, so fixed signs are important this month, particularly other Leos. Maybe you guys are having a real bonding moment with other Leos because you're all in the same boat. But similarly, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius are aspected here as potentially challenging. Now, with the World card challenging you, it can suggest that maybe travel is aspected. Of course, to have Mercury retrograding in your own sign, travel may be tricky. But some of you have reached a crossroads, and I think this is to do with that full moon. Some of you are wondering if you're better off on your own. And some of you are really hoping to be more financially comfortable, because I think a lot of you are saving. I think a lot of you are feeling very like you're pinching the pennies at the moment. I think this is a very hesitant energy. Similarly, you may have your guard up in return to your relationships. I think there seems to be something here about blockages. Now, the Star card is coming up in your immediate, so again, Aquarius energy, but this more, to me, is about manifesting desires, seeing some sort of fruition, and this is the number 17, so I feel from the 17th onward, now that is just a few days before Mercury goes direct, so I'm feeling around the 17th of August, you're going to start feeling particularly hopeful, and things are actually going to start happening for you that you've been hoping to happen for quite a while, which is good, because I think some of you have been up late at night worrying about money, and worrying about your relationships. I think some of you may also have come through a bit of a disaster. You may have been feeling like your relationships weren't on solid ground. Maybe the job you had wasn't on solid ground. And during this Mercury phase, the things that aren't built to last are starting to fall apart, particularly with Mars, because the Tower is Mars energy. To have it retrograde means that a few things may be crumbling around you, but these weren't built to last to begin with. Your hopes and fears of the Three of Cups, you're either afraid of competition in your love life, or you're hoping for a celebration in your love life. And the outcome is Temperance, which is healing, which is beautiful. This can suggest that you are coming out of this month feeling a lot more renewed, hope is restored, you're starting to have a better perspective on things, you're out of the woods. I also think this could be a relationship with a water sign which is healed, particularly Scorpio, as I see with the World card here. But it can be a Pisces, Cancer, or someone with a moon or rising in that sign. Similarly, it could be their Venus or Mars. Okay. Underneath we have the Eight of Wands, which is all about communication. So I think communication is going to start progressing more than it has done in the last few months. I'd say in the last 2 months, because it would be 8 weeks. Okay, so the last 8 weeks communication has been frayed, and this month it gets a real good kickstart forward, which is really positive. I do think a lot of you are planning to travel, and there may be a delay. Maybe some of you have to postpone a trip to the end of the month, which isn't a bad thing whenever you've Mercury retrograding until the 20th. So everything's happening for a reason this month. There's a bigger picture, especially with Temperance in the star. You could be dealing with an air sign person, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini, because he's sitting smack bang in the middle of the reading and he wants to be acknowledged. So I think this could be somebody in your life, be it emotional or be it practical. Somebody in work or somebody in your emotional life, okay? What's crossing him is the Wheel of Fortune. So the fixed signs are very important in this reading, particularly Aquarius. So this is crossing you. So you may not have felt like fate was on your side regarding a particular relationship. You may have met someone under unfortunate circumstances. You may have had to end under unfortunate circumstances, particularly timing. So those of you that are dealing with a timing issue, that's coming to a head this month. Jupiter was retrograde until the 10th of July, I think. And then things started to progress forward. So for you, that was your 4th house of home. So family arguments may have been rife. Family decisions may have been problematic, particularly if you're dealing with air signs in the home. Now, I think for a lot of you, this is a relationship, possibly long distance. You maybe took up with someone and they had to move, or you had to move and you're still in contact, but you don't know where it's going, or you lost someone due to distance. Now, the moon is in the past. So I do think that this big decision in relationships has been highlighted by the Aquarian lunar eclipse. Isn't it nice when the cards follow astrology? It's cool. 2 of Pentacles, you're weighing up your options on what it is you're going to do next, particularly with your career. You're wondering how you can make things work, be it in love or career. You're wondering how to balance things out, possibly balancing both, okay? Trying to keep your cool under stressful situations as well isn't easy with Mercury in retrograde, but you're holding back too much. You're withholding information or somebody else is withholding information, and I do think it'll get revealed by the full moon on the 26th. So the fixed signs are coming out in full force for you, Leo. There's the Taurus person, Aquarius, and Scorpio. And Leo as well, you know, you're there too. So I feel like some of you have been hoping for a very, very long time to possibly conceive or start a family, and I think for a lot of you that's happening this month, which is really lovely. For others of you that aren't in any way, shape or form interested in that kind of stuff, this seems to be you being in your element. As I say, from the 17th onwards of August, I think you're actually getting a really lovely romantic moment here. Star and the Empress suggests hope being renewed, wishes coming true, and the themes of the Empress, which are like sensuality and femininity and pregnancy and conceiving. Maybe you're conceiving a really genius idea. Maybe you're having a spark, like a real spark of suggestion, instead of this indecisive, wishy-washy energy that you've had because you're so anxious you can't think things through clearly. Something really, 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 really bad ended. So some of you have been going down a path that was never going to work, and it's crumbled. And if it has crumbled, I want you to know with the 10 of Swords that this was 100% for the better. This wasn't built to last. This needed to be either left behind or restructured. Someone really may have betrayed you, possibly an Aries person. Doesn't have to be though. Could be that air sign. But something crumbled because it just wasn't built to last. There was themes of betrayal here. There were themes of denial as well, I think. Some people had their heads in the sand quite significantly. With the 9 of Wands here, and then the outcome being the 7 of Wands, you are still reeling from a disappointment, or the person you're dealing with is reeling with a disappointment, and you're getting defensive. Temperance asks you to be calmer. The Strength card asks you to be calmer. I think a lot of you have had conflict, possibly with somebody who is either a water sign or water sign, moon, rising, or just temperament. So this can, cups can represent an artist, an actor, or a painter, or someone in the creative arts. It doesn't have to be a water sign. But there seems to be a healing between the two, though one of you is defensive. And I do feel like for a lot of you, there was some degree of lying or manipulation or cheating, because I see the Seven of Swords here, the Four of Pentacles, and I feel like someone was withholding information or trying to see how far they could get away with something. This was either you or the other person, yet you're seeing growth. So temperance to me always screams of a sort of a reconciling of opposing energies, but you can reconcile with someone and still have the trust issues. And I think that's there with the Seven of Wands. So, yeah. Fixed signs are really, really, really prominent in this. But then Sagittarius may also be prominent due to temperance. So, let's see. High Priestess. Following your intuition is important in making these decisions. Okay? That full moon in Pisces is going to be very revealing for you towards the end of the month. 26th, you're going to be seeing some real, not only answers, but a lot of magic. So if something, finding the magic in the tragic, if something bad has happened around that time, something negative is revealed, there's a really positive plot twist. This is crossed by the Page of Pentacles, so I think for some of you, you've lost a lot of hope in work. Some of you are definitely unemployed and you're looking for jobs. I see this coming in, possibly towards September. Some of you are hoping to find a new job. Again, with the Mercury retrograde, it's not the time really for big decisions in the work sphere. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Some of you definitely had a lot of conflict in the family. Some Leos are either considering reaching out to a long-lost family member that you've not spoken to in a long time, or healing some discord there. And I think this is actually the month to do it. So if you have someone in your life that you're really not speaking to because you had an argument and nobody was brave enough to do the speaking, I think it's up to you this month, Leo, if that's what you want to do. The Emperor is here, so I think some of you have definitely had a rough ride with an Aries person. Okay, this comes up with the Seven of Swords, and I think this could have been someone screwing you over in your relationships or your workplace, particularly if it was your boss. They may have been withholding money, they may have been not paying you the right amount, they may have been overworking you or seeing what they could get away with. This will come to light too. Whoever this is that was withholding information, for sure, could be a father relationship as well. Whoever's been withholding information is going to get outed by the 26th. And the Emperor actually slid away. He was trying to do a runner there. Don't let him. The Knight of Pentacles. Again, the Taurus energy is interesting here. I feel like some of you are meeting a Taurus this month, or some of you are having a long overdue conversation with a Taurus this month, or a long overdue conversation with an Aquarius. Now, this looks promising, because with the Empress, I feel like this could be really, really good news. There's definitely, for those of you particularly that are in, I don't know, the Empress screams to me of the beauty industry, that maybe some of you, there's going to be very, very positive career moves there. The Empress can rule that type of thing, so it can be that. It can just be career news in general though. With the Star, I feel like this is something you've wished for a very long time, and now you're going to be very comfortable as a result. Okay, so financially, you're going to be coming out of this month way more comfortable. Page of Cups. I think some of you guys are tired of people that are appearing to be something they're not. You've definitely had a judgment moment where you've made a major decision in love. I think a lot of you found out something around the last full moon that maybe upset you. Magician, you want that control. And with the Four of Swords, I think you guys are going to be taking a lot more time this month to recharge. And this is actually where your healing is removing yourself a bit from a situation, taking 4 days to a week off to chill. If you can't do that, this is a lot to do with meditation, acupuncture, spa therapies, just getting enough sleep, because you need to do some healing. Your guard seems to be up and you need to do some healing. I think there's actually somebody that you've maybe been on a break with returning. I think there's some sort of healing here in between you and another person, but there's also healing on a fundamentally personal level for you. So I'm going to draw one more clarifier for the outcome. And see what we've got for Leos. King of Cups, there is a water sign for a lot of you, or at least someone who's very emotional and sensitive and a bit different. Six of Wands indicates success, so I think a lot of you are having success with a water sign as well in the outcome. I feel like this looks like love, and there's going to be a healing between you and this person. It may not necessarily result in a relationship, but it may be that you heal from a relationship with a water sign or somebody with that moon arising that was a painful breakup that was very distressing for you. I can see you coming out of this feeling a lot more emotionally fulfilled, and you need to be kinder to yourself, Leo. Don't push too hard with this retrograding energy, okay? Particularly when Mars is moving back into your house of health on the 13th, it's retrograding back into Capricorn. Rest more. Don't be pushing yourself physically and mentally too much, because you need to have some balance. And I think instead of pushing yourself, you're going to find a lot of healing energy this month, and possibly love with somebody special. A very healing love, by the way. A very healing one, but you have to let your guard down to let them in. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Leo, and I will see you in September.